Welcome, my friend, to this quiet and gentle moment. You've come here to rest, to allow the day to slip softly behind you, and to find yourself carried into a place of comfort and peace. Tonight, I will take you on a slow, tender journey into a world far from the noise and demands of everyday life, a place where time moves differently, where every breath feels unhurried, and where the spirit of twilight brings calm and reassurance. Before we begin, I invite you to settle yourself. Perhaps you are already lying comfortably in bed, the sheets cool and soft against your skin. Take a long, steady breath in and let it go slowly. Feel the weight of the day leaving your shoulders, drifting away like the last traces of sunlight, fading behind distant hills. Another breath in, deeper this time, and a gentle exhale, releasing tension, letting your body grow heavier, more at ease. As you listen, you need not do anything at all. There are no tasks waiting, no expectations. This is your time, simply to listen, to imagine, and to rest. Let the sound of my voice guide you, like a lantern glowing faintly in the quiet of night, leading you toward a peaceful country cottage, waiting just beyond the twilight. Picture yourself now, walking along a narrow country lane. The air is cool but kind, with the last golden rays of daylight stretching across the fields. A chorus of crickets begins to stir in the tall grasses, their gentle song blending with the soft rustle of leaves in the breeze. The sky above is painted in shades of rose and lavender, fading slowly into the velvet of night. Clouds linger like wisps of cotton, drifting lazily, as though they too are preparing for sleep. You walk at an easy pace, without hurry. The path beneath your feet is worn and familiar, edged with wildflowers that bow gently in the evening wind. Their fragrance is faint but soothing. Sweet clover, a touch of lavender, and the earthy scent of grass still warm from the day's sun. Each step feels effortless, as though the land itself welcomes your presence, guiding you closer to where you belong. In the distance, you see the outline of a small cottage, resting at the edge of a meadow. Its windows glow with a soft amber light, a beacon in the growing dusk. Smoke curls from the chimney, drifting upward in a thin silver line, carrying with it the comforting scent of wood gently burning. The cottage seems to wait for you, as though it has been expecting your arrival all along. The nearer you come, the more details reveal themselves. You notice the roof of weathered shingles, the stone walls covered with ivy, and the garden at the front gate, where roses and hollyhocks sway together in the fading light. A wooden fence frames the cottage, and just beyond it, tall trees rise like guardians, their branches stretching wide to cradle the little home in quiet shelter. There is no rush to enter. For now, you pause at the gate and let yourself simply be here. You rest your hand on the smooth wood, feeling the grain beneath your fingertips. The evening air cools your cheeks, and the glow of the cottage windows fills your heart with calm. Somewhere nearby, an owl calls gently from the trees, its voice echoing like a lullaby through the quiet landscape. Fireflies begin to appear, their lights flickering like tiny stars drifting close to earth. The first hints of moonlight brush against the meadow, silvering the tops of the grasses. This moment belongs entirely to you. The hush of twilight, the welcome of the cottage, the steady rhythm of your breath. Let yourself rest here, unhurried, safe, and deeply at peace. Tonight, this place will be your sanctuary, carrying you gently into sleep. You linger at the little gate for a moment longer, as if savoring the sweetness of twilight before stepping inside. The quiet country lane behind you fades into stillness, while the air around the cottage feels warmer, wrapped in the fragrance of herbs and flowers growing by the path. A few bees, slow and drowsy from the long day, drift lazily among the blossoms, making a final round before settling in for the night. When you open the gate, the hinges creak softly, a sound not sharp or startling, but homely, familiar, like an old friend speaking. The wooden latch falls gently back into place, and you step onto the little stone walkway that leads to the cottage door. Each stone is uneven, worn by the footsteps of many years, yet steady and kind beneath your feet. The garden around you feels alive in the fading light. Lavender bushes stand proudly along the edges, their scent filling the air with a calming sweetness. Rosemary, sage, and thyme grow close to the cottage wall, their leaves whispering in the breeze as though sharing old secrets with the night. Beyond the path, hollyhocks and roses lean toward you, tall and graceful, their petals catching the last golden shimmer of sunset. You pause here, letting the fragrance settle into your senses, letting the stillness of the garden become part of you. From somewhere nearby comes the faint trickle of water, a little brook winding behind the cottage. Its voice is soft, a steady murmur that joins the symphony of evening sounds, the crickets, the owl, the distant sigh of wind moving through trees. When you reach the front steps, you notice the door itself. It is wooden, thick and sturdy, with a brass handle polished by countless hands over the years. A wreath of dried flowers hangs there, lavender, wheat, and sprigs of heather tied together with a faded ribbon. It feels as though someone placed it there, not just to welcome visitors, but to remind them of the gentle beauty of this place. For a moment, you rest your hand on the door, feeling the warmth it has gathered from the day's sun. Then you push gently, and it opens with a soft sigh. Inside, the glow of lamplight washes over you in hues of amber and gold. The scent of burning wood drifts from the fireplace, mingling with the aroma of something faintly sweet, perhaps tea steeping in the kitchen, or the lingering notes of freshly baked bread. The room is cozy, with walls of pale plaster and beams of old oak crossing above your head. A rug, thick and woven with soft patterns of earth and sky, rests beneath your feet. The chairs near the hearth are cushioned and deep, inviting you to sink into them and never rise in haste. A small table holds a vase of wildflowers, gathered earlier in the day, their colors glowing warmly in the lamplight. The fire in the hearth crackles softly, sending sparks of light dancing across the stone. Its warmth spreads through the room like a gentle embrace. The shadows it casts are not dark or sharp, but soft-edged and shifting, like dream fragments moving slowly across the walls. You walk farther into the cottage, feeling your body grow lighter, as if the air itself eases the weight you carried here. There are shelves lined with books, their spines worn and softened by time. Some hold stories of faraway lands, others filled with recipes and gentle wisdom passed down through generations. A kettle hums faintly in the kitchen, steam curling into the air. You hear the familiar clink of pottery mugs being placed on a wooden counter, as though the cottage itself is preparing something warm and comforting just for you. This place feels alive, not in the hurried way of a city, but in the way of old homes that have cradled lives for many years. It feels as though every stone, every beam, every candle has absorbed kindness and patience, and now offers it freely to you. You breathe in deeply, and with each breath, the cottage becomes more a part of you. It feels less like a house you've entered, and more like a memory something you have always known, yet forgotten until now. You sit in one of the chairs near the fire. Its cushions sigh beneath your weight, embracing you fully. The warmth of the flames reaches your skin, your muscles, your bones, loosening what tension remains. Outside, the crickets sing on, and the gentle hush of the brook accompanies their chorus, like the steady heartbeat of the land itself. Here, in the twilight of the country cottage, you are safe. You are welcome. And as the night deepens outside, you are carried further into calm, further into rest, further into dreams. The chair by the fire holds you in its gentle embrace, as though it were made precisely for this moment, for you, here, tonight. The cushions soften beneath you, and the fabric is warm where the firelight touches it. You let your hands rest loosely in your lap, palms open, fingers quiet, as though even they have released the day. The fire flickers with a steady rhythm, its glow deepening into shades of gold and copper. Each log settles slowly, releasing little sparks that leap for a moment and then dissolve into nothing. The sound is soothing, like whispers too soft to understand, like the heartbeat of the home itself. Across the room, a clock ticks gently, its sound unhurried, reminding you that time here does not need to be measured. It drifts like the smoke rising from the chimney, like the evening mist beginning to settle over the meadow outside. You close your eyes for a moment, and in that darkness you feel the cottage more than you see it. The warmth of the fire, the faint creak of beams in the ceiling as they adjust to the coolness of night, the distant bubbling of the brook beyond the walls. All these sounds gather around you like a blanket, layering one upon the other until you are wrapped in stillness. When you open your eyes again, the room feels deeper in its calm. You notice the shelves again, the way they hold books of every size and shape. Some are tall with leather covers, cracked from years of reading. Others are small and plain, their spines soft from hands that turned their pages over countless evenings like this one. You imagine those stories, waiting patiently, carrying within them adventures, histories, recipes, gentle poems written long ago. Near the shelves, a small cabinet stands open just enough for you to glimpse a stack of woolen blankets folded neatly inside. Their colors are muted, shades of cream, moss green, and soft gray, yet they radiate a promise of warmth. It comforts you to know they are there, ready whenever the night grows cooler. The kettle in the kitchen hums louder now, a low song that grows until, at last, it releases a soft whistle. You rise slowly from the chair, your body moving without effort, as though the cottage itself guides you. The floorboards sigh beneath your steps, their sound gentle and familiar. In the kitchen, the air carries a blend of aromas. The earthy scent of tea, leaves waiting in a ceramic pot. The faint sweetness of honey resting in a small glass jar. The woody fragrance of polished shelves. A window above the sink shows the meadow outside, now bathed in silver light. The moon has risen, and its reflection dances softly on the brook beyond the garden. You lift the kettle, feeling its gentle weight, and pour the steaming water over the leaves in the waiting teapot. The steam curls upward, carrying with it the fragrance of chamomile and lavender, a blend designed for peace, for sleep, for drifting into dreams. The aroma alone eases your breathing, slows your thoughts, and quiets your mind further still. You take down a mug from the shelf, its surface smooth and cool in your hand. It is simple, sturdy, yet beautiful in its way, crafted with care perhaps by hands long gone, but remembered in its form. You pour the tea, and the steam rises once again, carrying warmth to your face. Returning to the hearth, you cradle the mug between your palms. Its heat seeps gently into your skin, traveling through your fingers, into your arms, spreading inward to your chest until your whole being feels infused with comfort. You take a slow sip, the flavor soft and floral, lingering on your tongue before melting away. You sink back into the chair, letting the mug rest in your hands, and listen again to the sounds of the cottage. The fire, the clock, the wind brushing faintly against the windows. Each sound folds into the others like a lullaby written by the night. Outside, the cricket's song deepens, steady and constant, a rhythm older than memory itself. The owl calls again from the trees, its voice echoing through the meadow, low and thoughtful, as though keeping watch for you. You breathe deeply, sipping the tea once more, and your body grows heavier, your thoughts quieter. The world outside the cottage feels distant now, almost unreal, as though it has slipped into shadow, leaving only this place of safety, warmth, and peace. You know the night has only just begun, but already it feels infinite, wide and gentle, like the sky itself cradling you in its arms. The warmth of the tea continues to spread through you, steady and calm, as though each sip carries with it a quiet blessing from the cottage itself. The steam drifts upward, curling in graceful ribbons, before dissolving into the air, leaving behind only its soothing fragrance. You rest the mug on a small wooden table beside your chair, noticing the way the lamplight reflects softly off its surface, casting gentle shadows across the floor. The fire burns lower now, though still bright enough to paint the room in hues of amber and gold. The sound of crackling embers has softened into a gentle hiss, as though the flames, too, are preparing to drift into sleep. You let your eyes wander across the room once more, noticing details you had not before. A basket sits by the hearth, filled with neatly stacked logs, their bark rough and textured, carrying the faint scent of pine. A pair of knitted slippers rest beside the rug, as if waiting for a familiar hand to slip into them. The air in the room feels layered, warm with firelight, fragrant with tea and herbs, and touched by the faint, crisp breath of night drifting in from a slightly open window. A curtain sways there, its fabric moving slowly, rhythmically, with each whisper of the wind. Through the opening, you catch a glimpse of the meadow beyond. A stretch of silver grass glowing in moonlight, fireflies floating like tiny lanterns, the dark outlines of trees holding the horizon in their quiet arms. The sounds of the brook are clearer now. Its voice drifts through the night air, a gentle, steady murmur, carrying with it the coolness of water sliding over stone. It is a timeless sound, one that feels older than memory, calming in its constancy. You imagine the brook winding its way through the meadow under the moonlight, keeping watch with the stars above. You lean deeper into the chair, letting your body sink as though the cushions themselves are drawing you into rest. Your eyelids grow heavier with each flicker of the fire, with each quiet note of the brook's song. Yet the cottage invites you to stay awake a little longer, to explore its comfort further, to linger in the serenity of twilight before drifting completely into dreams. After a while, you notice a small doorway leading off from the main room. Its frame is made of dark oak, polished smooth by many years. The door stands slightly ajar, revealing only a sliver of what lies beyond. Something about it feels inviting, not urgent, but patient, as if it waits for you to discover what rests there. You rise slowly, your movements unhurried, guided by the soft light of the lamps. The floorboards sigh under your steps, each creak a familiar note in the song of the cottage. You push the door gently, and it opens without resistance. Inside is a small bedroom, bathed in silver light from a wide window facing the meadow. The moonlight spills across the wooden floor, painting it in cool tones that shimmer softly. A bed rests beneath the window, its quilt thick and hand-stitched, patterned with stars and flowers in faded colors. The pillows look soft, their edges rounded and welcoming, promising a night of deep, dream-filled sleep. Beside the bed is a table holding a small oil lamp, its flame lowered to a gentle glow. Next to it sits a book, its pages slightly worn, as though someone had read a few lines before setting it aside to drift into slumber. A small vase holds sprigs of lavender, their fragrance faint yet soothing, mixing with the air of moonlight and wood smoke that lingers from the hearth. You step inside, letting the quiet of the room settle over you. It feels different from the main space, quieter still, almost sacred, as though the walls themselves guard the peace within. The sounds of the brook and the crickets reach you here, softened as though filtered through layers of dream. You rest your hand lightly on the quilt, feeling its texture, soft, thick, carrying with it the warmth of many seasons past. The fabric seems to hold stories of its own, of long winter nights and peaceful summer evenings, of those who slept beneath it before you, all finding rest in its embrace. The air here is cool but gentle, inviting you to slip beneath the quilt, to surrender yourself completely to the night. But you linger a little longer, breathing deeply, letting the serenity of the cottage bedroom settle deep within you. This space is more than a room. It feels like a promise that tonight and every night you return in memory, you will find rest here, untouched by worry, untouched by time. The bedroom seems to hold its own rhythm, a slower, quieter heartbeat than the rest of the cottage. The air is soft and cool, carrying the faint perfume of lavender mixed with the freshness of night air drifting through the slightly open window. Moonlight spills gently across the quilt, painting the folds in silver, as if the fabric itself were woven from strands of starlight. You stand for a while near the window, looking out into the meadow beyond. The world outside is hushed, bathed in the glow of the moon. The grasses sway in unison, moving like waves across an ocean of silver. Fireflies drift lazily among them, their lights appearing and fading, in a rhythm as old as time. In the distance, the silhouettes of tall trees form a protective line against the horizon, their branches reaching upward like hands holding the stars. The brook whispers its steady song, winding through the meadow as though speaking directly to the night sky. Its murmur is soothing, gentle, without end. Each note of its flowing water carries a sense of continuity, of something eternal and unchanging. As you listen, you feel your breath falling into sync with it, slower, calmer, steadier. You imagine that if you were to follow the brook in daylight, it would lead you through fields of wildflowers, through shaded groves of oak and ash, perhaps even to another cottage or a small village nearby. But tonight, it remains hidden in mystery, a quiet companion whose only task is to lull you toward rest. Inside the room, the bed calls softly, not with urgency, but with patience. The quilt appears thicker the longer you gaze at it, its surface filled with patterns of stars and blossoms stitched in threads that glow faintly in the lamplight. The pillows are plump and waiting, their edges smoothed by years of use, carrying the memory of countless peaceful nights. You move toward the bed and sit gently upon it. The mattress yields with a comforting sigh, welcoming your weight. The quilt is warm beneath your hand, its texture inviting, its presence reassuring. You lower yourself slowly, lying back so that your head finds the softness of the pillows. The bed cradles you instantly, as though it remembers you, as though it has been keeping a space for you all along. The oil lamp on the bedside table glows faintly, its light flickering with the rhythm of your breath. You reach toward it and lower the flame until it fades into a small, steady ember of gold. Shadows deepen across the room, stretching softly into the corners, but they are not dark or lonely. They are quiet, sheltering, filled with peace. The ceiling beams above you glow faintly in the moonlight, their wooden lines familiar and strong. The window frames a square of sky where stars shimmer faintly, their light cool and distant, yet somehow comforting. A soft breeze stirs the curtain, carrying with it the scent of meadow grass and distant pine, wrapping the room in nature's embrace. As you lie there, your body grows heavier, sinking deeper into the bed. Your arms and legs release the last of their tension, each muscle loosening, letting go, surrendering to rest. Your breathing is slow now, steady and calm, each exhale releasing the final remnants of the day. The brook sings on, the crickets keep their chorus, and the owl calls from time to time, its voice low and gentle, a reminder that the night is alive, yet utterly safe. You feel as though the entire world has quieted just for you, as though this cottage, this room, this bed exist only to carry you into the gentlest of dreams. You do not need to move. You do not need to think. You are simply here, wrapped in twilight, sheltered in this country cottage where peace is endless, where rest is certain. The bed beneath you feels as though it is not merely supporting your body, but carrying you gently, as if floating on a calm and endless sea of comfort. Each breath sinks you further into its embrace. Each moment softens the edges of your thoughts, until the world beyond this cottage seems to dissolve into mist. The quilt is warm upon you, its weight perfectly balanced, not too heavy, not too light. It feels protective, like a familiar hand resting gently upon your shoulder. You run your fingers across its surface, tracing the delicate stitching of stars and flowers, feeling the faint rise and fall of each thread. Every detail seems to carry a story, though you do not need to know the words. It is enough to feel the care and patience woven into it. The pillow beneath your head cups you like a cloud, cool at first, then warming quickly with the heat of your skin. You turn slightly, adjusting to its softness, and it shapes itself to you, as though it has known you always. With every shift, your body eases further, and a sigh escapes you without thought, the kind that comes only when one feels completely safe. The air in the room is cool and steady. The faint breeze drifting through the open window carries with it the fragrance of earth, grass, and blossoms, mingled with the lingering trace of wood smoke from the hearth. It is a fragrance both fresh and familiar, grounding you while at the same time lifting you into dream. Moonlight pools across the floor, climbing gently up the walls and resting on the ceiling beams. It changes subtly as the moments pass, the silver light moving like a slow tide across the wooden boards. Shadows deepen and soften in turn, yet always remain tender, as though they too are part of the cottage's embrace. Your gaze drifts to the window again, where the sky glitters with stars. They seem to shimmer more brightly here, away from the restless light of towns and cities. Each one is distinct, sharp, clear, as if they have drawn closer just for you. A thin wisp of cloud drifts across them, veiling their brilliance for a moment before moving on, leaving the sky wide and endless once more. The brook outside continues its murmuring song, steady and constant. Its rhythm is soothing, like the voice of someone humming softly, endlessly, without beginning or end. You imagine the water moving over stones polished smooth by years of flow, slipping past reeds that bend gently to its current, tumbling quietly beneath the faint glow of the moon. That sound alone could carry you into sleep if you wished it to. The crickets keep their chorus, patient and tireless, their voices blending with the brook, weaving together a lullaby that belongs only to night. From time to time, the owl calls again, low and distant, its presence reassuring. It feels as though the creatures of the night are guardians, each one adding a note of comfort to the great song that surrounds you. You shift slightly under the quilt, pulling it higher until it brushes against your chin. The fabric is soft, its warmth steady, like being wrapped in an embrace. Your breathing has slowed now to the rhythm of rest. Inhale, pause, exhale, pause, until even the act of breathing feels effortless, natural, inevitable. Your eyelids are heavy, and though you could close them fully and drift away, there is pleasure still in hovering here, in this space between waking and sleeping. The cottage holds you, the night protects you, and your mind drifts freely, wandering gently like a leaf on water. And as you linger in this twilight state, you realize there is nothing else required of you, nothing more to do, nothing to solve or achieve. You are already home. You are already safe. You are already part of this peaceful night. You lie still beneath the quilt, letting the weight of the day slip further away with each passing breath. The cottage seems to breathe with you, the quiet creak of its beams, the whisper of the curtains swaying in the night breeze, the steady heartbeat of the brook outside. Everything moves together in harmony, as though the walls, the air, and the land itself are gently rocking you towards sleep. Your body feels heavier now, yet in the most comforting way. Your legs sink into the mattress, your arms rest loosely at your sides, and your head melts into the pillow. There is no need to move, no need to adjust. Every part of you is perfectly held, perfectly supported. The quilt cocoons you, its warmth wrapping around your shoulders, your chest, your legs, until you are fully enclosed in its gentle embrace. Your mind drifts towards small details in the room, almost dreamlike. You notice the faint pattern of knots in the wooden beams above, like constellations written across the ceiling. You notice how the moonlight has shifted slightly, sliding across the floorboards so that the silvery glow now rests upon the bedside table, illuminating the little vase of lavender. The purple flowers seem to glow softly, as though touched directly by the stars. The scent of lavender reaches you more clearly now, delicate and calming. It mingles with the cooler fragrance of the night air, and the two together create a blend that seems to quiet even the smallest stirring thoughts. With each breath, you feel them dissolving, fading into the stillness, until your mind is as calm as the meadow outside. Somewhere beyond the cottage, a night bird sings, a soft melodic call that rises and falls gently before vanishing into the hush. The sound is brief, yet it lingers, as though echoing in your chest, reminding you of the wider world resting in sleep. You imagine the meadow under the moon, the brook winding silently, the grasses shimmering, the trees standing tall and protective. You imagine the creatures nestled safely in their burrows, nests, and hollows, all drifting in their own quiet dreams. The thought soothes you deeply, reminding you that you are part of this great slow rhythm of night, a rhythm that carries everything toward rest. The fire in the other room has burned low, its crackle now only a faint murmur, like a distant memory of warmth. Yet the heat lingers in the walls, in the floorboards, in the very air around you. The cottage feels alive with comfort, holding on to warmth and offering it to you as though it were made for this one purpose, to protect your rest. You close your eyes now, allowing the darkness behind your eyelids to spread softly. The sounds of the brook and the crickets seem louder, more encompassing, as though they exist inside you rather than beyond the walls. The breeze brushes against your face, cool and tender, and you sink further into the stillness. Time seems to loosen here. Minutes pass like moments. Moments stretch into something timeless. You cannot tell how long you have been lying in the bed, and it doesn't matter. The night is endless, patient, and it welcomes you with open arms. You take another slow breath in and release it. With each exhale, you drift further from the world of thought and closer to the realm of dreams. The quilt grows heavier, your limbs softer, your breath lighter. You hover on the edge of slumber, feeling yourself slip, gently, like a feather floating downward, slower and slower, toward the ground of rest. And still, the cottage watches over you. The meadow sings for you. The stars gleam above you, all reminding you that you are safe, that you are held, that the night will carry you peacefully until the morning light. The night deepens around the cottage, folding itself over the meadow and the trees like a velvet cloak. Inside, you are wrapped in warmth and stillness, your body resting more heavily with each passing breath. The air is filled with the gentle music of evening, the brook's quiet murmur, the chorus of crickets, and the occasional sigh of the wind moving softly through the trees outside. Each sound is a thread, and together they weave a lullaby that carries you deeper into calm. The quilt is snug around you, pressing softly against your shoulders and chest, warming you, while the cool night air brushes faintly across your face. Your skin tingles slightly at the contrast, warmth below, coolness above, as though the night itself were tucking you in. You shift just a little, turning onto your side, and the bed shapes itself easily to your body, the pillow rising to cradle your head in just the right way. You breathe in, slowly, deeply. The lavender in the vase releases its gentle fragrance, mingling with the faint trace of wood smoke that lingers in the air. The scent is grounding, earthy, simple. With each breath, you feel your thoughts untangling further, your mind clearing until it is as wide and open as the sky outside your window. The curtain sways faintly in the breeze, and through the gap the stars watch quietly. Their light feels steady and patient, as though they have always known that nights like this, soft, untroubled, infinite, were meant for you. The moon rides high above the meadow, its pale glow spilling across the grasses, turning each blade into a sliver of silver. The brook shimmers where the moonlight touches its surface, moving like liquid glass, steady and unhurried. In the stillness, your thoughts drift toward memory, not sharp or demanding thoughts, but soft recollections, like echoes of distant days. You remember walks in the countryside, the crunch of gravel beneath your shoes, the smell of summer rain on earth. the laughter of voices carried across fields. The cottage seems to stir these memories gently, as though it knows that the tender corners of the past are part of what soothes you now. A sigh escapes you without effort, the kind that comes only when the body feels utterly safe. Your arms rest heavy at your sides, your hands open and loose, your fingers no longer holding on to anything at all. You feel as though you could melt into the mattress, dissolve into the quiet of the room, become part of the night itself. The owl calls again from somewhere deep in the woods. Its voice is low, rich, timeless. It does not disturb you. Instead, it joins the chorus of the night, steady and familiar, reminding you that life continues quietly all around you. Every creature has its place, its rhythm, its song, and yours, in this moment, is rest. The quilt grows warmer the longer you lie beneath it, radiating comfort into your muscles, your joints, your very bones. You feel as though even the smallest parts of you, the soles of your feet, the tips of your fingers, the crown of your head, are each finding their own perfect stillness. Your breath deepens once more, in and out. A pause, in and out. Each exhale is longer than the last, carrying you further from the waking world, further into the land of dreams. The cottage does not hurry you. It waits, patient and kind, letting you hover in this twilight space for as long as you need. And you, resting beneath the quilt, watching the moonlit meadow through half-closed eyes, feel the edges of sleep drawing nearer, soft as mist, inevitable as dawn. The stillness of the room grows deeper, as though the walls themselves have hushed to honor your rest. The only movements are gentle, the curtain shifting with the breeze, the flame of the bedside lamp flickering faintly, and the slow rise and fall of your own breathing. Each sound, each motion, is so quiet and measured that it feels more like part of a dream than the waking world. You let your eyelids close fully now, allowing the darkness to enfold you. Behind your closed eyes, the sounds of the night seem to expand, filling the space around you. The brook's voice is softer, but more encompassing, like an endless, tender whisper just for you. The crickets continue their steady rhythm, a background chorus that holds you steady, like the heartbeat of the earth. Even the silence between sounds feels alive, vast and welcoming, as if it were cradling you in its arms. Your body is so relaxed now that it feels less like you are lying upon the bed and more as though you are floating, buoyant, unbound, drifting through a sea of comfort. Each limb is heavy, yet at the same time weightless, surrendered completely to the quilt, to the mattress, to the night. Your thoughts grow quieter still, slowing to the pace of dreams. They no longer press forward in lines or patterns. Instead, they drift like clouds across the wide sky of your mind, soft, formless, easy to watch without effort. Some are fragments of memory, the sight of golden fields, the smell of baking bread, the sound of rain on an old roof. Others are glimpses of imagination, stars scattered across unfamiliar constellations, a lantern glowing in a distant window, a path winding into a forest you've never seen before. Each vision appears gently and then dissolves, leaving you calmer than before. Outside, the moon continues its slow journey across the meadow. Its light has shifted, now resting more fully across the window frame, shining in like a benediction. The brook glimmers faintly under its touch, and the grasses bend as though bowing to its glow. The fireflies, too, have slowed their wandering, their tiny lights blinking less often, softer now, as if they, too, prepare to sleep. The air through the window grows cooler, but the quilt answers with its steady warmth, wrapping you in a perfect balance. The contrast lulls you further, each breath pulling cool freshness into your lungs, each exhale releasing warmth back into the air. It is a rhythm without end, as natural and effortless as the turning of night into day. Another sigh drifts from your lips, slow and content. You are no longer holding on to anything, not the day that has passed, not the hours ahead, not even the thought of time itself. All that exists is this moment, the bed, the cottage, the night, and the deep rest that is carrying you gently onward. Somewhere in the distance, the owl calls once more, its sound long and low, echoing faintly across the meadow. This time, you do not even stir. Instead, you let the call wash over you, blending with the brook, with the crickets, with the silence. The world is one great lullaby, and you are its listener, drifting, drifting, always deeper. You are safe here. You are held here. The country cottage is not just a place. It is a sanctuary, and it will keep you through every breath, through every dream, until morning arrives with its gentle light. The quiet night deepens into a stillness so profound that it feels like time itself has paused. The air is hushed, the meadow outside glowing softly in silver, the trees watching with their dark, unmoving silhouettes. Inside the cottage, the silence is not empty, but full of warmth, of protection, of a peace that seeps into every corner of the room and every corner of your being. You lie unmoving beneath the quilt, your body heavy yet unburdened. The mattress cradles you as if it were shaped exactly to your form, holding you in perfect alignment with comfort. The quilt presses gently against your chest, its warmth rising and falling in harmony with your breathing. Each breath seems slower than the last, each exhale longer, softer, quieter, until your lungs, too, feel as though they have joined the rhythm of sleep. The moonlight that pours through the window has shifted slightly, inching its way across the wooden floorboards. It climbs slowly toward the bed, like a tide that rises without hurry, patient and unending. Soon, its glow rests on the edge of the quilt, casting a pale shimmer over the stitches of stars and flowers. The threads gleam faintly in the silver light, as though they were touched by the night sky itself. The fragrance of lavender lingers beside you, a gentle perfume that never overwhelms. It is steady, subtle, like a friend sitting quietly at your side, needing no words to comfort you. Each inhalation carries its softness deeper into you, until even your thoughts seem perfumed with calm. The crickets outside continue their endless song, but now their sound seems further away, as if you are listening from within a dream. The brook, too, murmurs on, but its notes are softened, blurred, woven into the background of your drifting mind. The world beyond your bed continues, but it feels as though it belongs to another place, another time. Here, in this room, there is only stillness. Your eyelids are closed, yet you can still see the glow of the moonlight, a soft whiteness pressing against the darkness behind your eyes. It shimmers faintly, then dissolves, then shimmers again, like distant stars twinkling through a veil of clouds. The patterns it makes are slow and random, guiding you deeper into the drifting currents of half-dream. Your body feels weightless now, as though you are no longer lying on the bed but floating above it, held by invisible hands that rock you gently. The heaviness that once bound your muscles is gone, replaced by a sensation of release, of surrender. Even the smallest parts of you, The curve of your fingers, the bend of your knees, the crown of your head have let go completely. You are aware of the room still, but in a softer way, as though it exists just beyond a veil. The wooden beams above, the bedside table, the little lamp with its faint glow, they are all present, but they no longer require your attention. They are guardians in the background, watching over your rest, allowing you to slip deeper into the world within yourself. The owl calls again, its voice softer now, more distant, as though it too is growing weary, ready to surrender to the silence. Its call echoes through you like a fading lullaby, lingering just long enough to remind you that you are never alone in the night. And so you drift, neither fully awake nor fully asleep, hovering in the most delicate space between, the space where dreams begin to weave themselves, where thought dissolves into image, where the soul begins to wander freely in landscapes made of memory and imagination. You do not need to go further yet. You are safe here, in this in-between, resting in the cottage's embrace, floating in the moonlight, breathing with the rhythm of the night. The night has settled into its deepest hour, the kind of stillness that feels eternal, as though the world is wrapped in a velvet cloak. The cottage is utterly quiet, yet within that silence you feel a fullness, like a gentle hum that connects every beam of wood, every thread of the quilt, every breath you take. The air is thick with calm, and it presses against you not with weight, but with tenderness, like a steady hand resting on your shoulder. Your body has grown so still, so surrendered, that you feel as though you are part of the room itself. The quilt no longer feels separate from you. Its warmth has become your own warmth. The mattress beneath you is indistinguishable from the earth itself, steady and infinite, holding you without effort. Each breath you take is slower than the last, and with each exhale, you seem to release another layer of thought, of tension, of time. The moonlight has reached your bed now, spilling across the quilt in a soft, silvery glow. It touches your skin with the gentleness of a feather, cool yet comforting, as though the moon herself has leaned close to whisper you into rest. The pale light blends with the golden glow of the lamp, the two hues mingling into a warmth that feels otherworldly, like the soft blending of day into night. Outside, the brook continues its endless murmur, but it is not so much a sound anymore as it is a presence. It feels like it flows through you as well, its current aligned with the quiet stream of your own thoughts. The crickets, too, keep up their steady rhythm, like an old lullaby that has no beginning and no end. These sounds no longer reach your ears in the usual way. They seem to rise from within, as though the whole night has become a part of your own body. The lavender scent lingers still, more subtle now, softened by the cool air drifting in from the meadow. It rises and falls gently with each breath, like invisible petals opening and closing within your chest. It carries with it the memory of daylight gardens, of bees humming in the warmth, of slow walks along country lanes. These images pass through you like clouds across a summer sky, each one fading as another takes its place, leaving only the feeling of peace. Your mind begins to loosen its grasp on the waking world. Thoughts no longer form in clear lines, but emerge as images, impressions, sensations. A door opening softly, a lantern glowing in the distance, a winding path lit by the moon. You don't try to follow them or hold them still. You simply let them come and go, like ripples on the surface of water. And in this space between waking and sleep, You feel held, completely, utterly safe. The cottage is a sanctuary, its walls strong and kind, its windows open only to the gentle night. The meadow outside is vast and quiet, stretching far beyond, but you are anchored here, wrapped in warmth, protected in every way. Another breath escapes you, long and low, and with it goes any last thread of effort. You are no longer trying to rest. You are resting, no longer reaching for sleep. You are already drifting within it. The world has softened, blurred, faded, until only comfort remains. The owl calls once more, so faintly now it could be part of a dream, and you let its sound echo away into the distance of your mind. Soon even that sound dissolves, leaving you floating in a silence that is whole and complete. You are safe. You are calm. You are drifting. The night is endless, and it holds you gently, carrying you ever deeper into the quiet. The cottage breathes with you now, each creak of the old timbers sinking to the slow rhythm of your lungs. It is as though the house itself has fallen into slumber alongside you, its walls settling with gentle sighs, its windows resting their panes against the cool night air. Everything is still, yet everything feels alive in the softest, most protective way. The moonlight has softened further, no longer a sharp silver glow, but a pale wash that blends seamlessly with shadow. It lies across the quilt like a second layer of fabric, translucent and delicate, and the stitches seem to shimmer faintly, as if they have been woven with threads of starlight. The glow moves so slowly you hardly notice, shifting in time with the moon's endless journey across the sky. Your breathing is so unhurried now, as though each inhale is drawn from a deep well of night air, and each exhale returns it gently to the meadow outside. There is no effort, no rush, only the steady exchange that has always been and always will be. The cool freshness that enters you carries with it the scent of grass and earth, mingled faintly with the last traces of lavender. Each breath is like drinking from a spring of calmness. The brook murmurs on, soft and eternal. Its sound is less like water now and more like a memory of all streams, of rain, of oceans rolling far beyond the horizon. It is a lullaby older than words, and it carries you further into stillness with every passing moment. The cricket's song has become a single thread of sound, delicate yet unbroken, weaving itself into the fabric of your dreams. It does not ask to be noticed, but it is there, holding the edges of silence together like fine stitching. And the silence itself is rich, soothing, endless, a quiet so complete that it feels like the very essence of rest. Your body no longer feels separate from the bed. You are not lying upon it. You are part of it, part of the quilt, part of the air. The heaviness that once pressed against your limbs has melted away, leaving only the sensation of floating, weightless, free, suspended in the embrace of night. Behind your closed eyes, colors drift softly, shadows of blue, silver, and lavender blending together, shifting like water lit by moonlight. They flow slowly, without shape, without demand, as if they were painting dreams before they fully arrive. You let them pass without thought, watching without effort, until they fade into an even deeper calm. You sense the meadow outside, vast and silver under the night sky. Though you are safe inside, the meadow feels like an extension of your rest, its grasses swaying in rhythm with your breath, its stillness echoing the stillness within you. The trees stand quietly at its edges, guardians of silence, their dark branches swaying so faintly they seem like shadows reaching toward the stars. And beyond, The sky itself stretches endlessly. The stars remain soft pinpricks of light, scattered like quiet promises across the heavens. You know they will watch through the night, just as the cottage watches, just as the quilt holds, just as the earth itself keeps you steady. Sleep drifts closer now, not as something to reach for, but as something that has already begun to unfold within you. It is gentle, like a tide that rises unnoticed, carrying you slowly, steadily into its embrace. You are safe. You are home. The night has you, completely and lovingly, and it will not let you go. The night has reached its quietest hour, when even the smallest sounds seem softened, wrapped in layers of stillness. The cottage rests around you like a guardian, each beam and stone infused with years of warmth, of shelter, of stories long past. It does not need to move or speak. Its very presence assures you that you are cared for, protected, and free to drift wherever sleep may take you. The air has grown cooler, but the quilt adjusts in perfect balance, holding your body in gentle warmth. It feels as though it has learned your shape, your breath, your rhythm, and has molded itself to you. The pressure of fabric against your chest and arms is so steady that it becomes less a sensation and more a reminder, like being embraced by something that asks nothing in return. The moon has slipped further along its path, and the window's glow is fainter now, stretched into softer angles across the floorboards. What light remains feels more dreamlike than real, blurring at its edges, dissolving into shadow. You sense that the night is guiding you deeper, gently dimming the world so that the space within yourself may open wider. Your breathing has become the truest measure of time, slow and even, like waves reaching a quiet shore. With each inhale, you draw in stillness. With each exhale, you release the weight of the day until there is nothing left but calm. The rhythm carries you, not forward or backward, but inward, into a space where only peace exists. The brook outside continues its endless murmur, its voice more subdued now, as if distance itself has grown thicker between you and the waking world. The sound blends with the faint rustle of meadow grasses, so soft they might only exist in dream. Together they form a symphony of gentleness, one that does not rise or fall, but flows steadily, endlessly, like the heartbeat of the earth itself. The owl has gone quiet, its presence lingering only as memory, as though even it has surrendered to the stillness. The crickets maintain their rhythm, but they are softer now, almost hidden beneath layers of silence. Their steady pulse is like the faint ticking of a clock that has no urgency, no demand, only reassurance that time drifts on in harmony with your rest. Your body feels utterly unbound, as though gravity itself has loosened its hold. The heaviness of your limbs has dissolved into something deeper, an absence of effort, an absence of form. You are not lying on the bed now, so much as existing within the night itself, floating in a space where boundaries between body and world no longer matter. Behind your closed eyes, visions begin to glow faintly. A lantern carried down a path, its light bobbing gently. A garden touched by moonlight, blossoms shining pale and fragrant. A door opening to reveal only soft darkness beyond. These are not dreams yet, but the beginnings of dreams, the delicate sketches that appear before the canvas of sleep fills itself. You need not chase them. You need not guide them. They are already carrying you like a current in a quiet stream, moving you deeper into slumber with no effort of your own. You are safe here. You are held here. The cottage, the meadow, the moon, and the night itself are watching over you, keeping you wrapped in their eternal calm. The hours drift onward, though here in the quiet of the cottage, time no longer matters. The night is neither early nor late, it simply is, stretching endlessly in its softness. You rest within it as though you were always meant to, carried along by its steady embrace, unhurried, untroubled, deeply at ease. The quilt feels like part of the night itself now, its weight a continuation of the darkness outside, its warmth a reflection of the stars. Each stitch across its surface seems to hold a secret of comfort, every thread a promise that nothing will disturb your peace. You draw it closer without even moving, for it clings to you naturally, holding your body in a cocoon of safety. The wooden beams above your head are shadows in the faint light, but their strength is felt more than seen. They rise above you like the quiet arms of guardians, stretching wide to protect, to shelter, to hold you still while the world turns gently on beyond the meadow. The cottage does not speak, yet it whispers its promise through silence. You are safe, and you will remain safe. The air drifts across your skin, cool and light, weaving with the quilt's warmth in a perfect balance. It feels alive, this air, as though it too wishes to soothe you, moving with care so as not to startle or wake you. Each breath you take carries that freshness inward, filling your chest with the night's calm, before releasing it back into the stillness around you. The brook has softened to a murmur so delicate it is nearly indistinguishable from silence. Its waters have become like a dream themselves, flowing without end, carrying no urgency, no turbulence, just the simple rhythm of forever. It is a sound you no longer need to listen for, because it is already within you, flowing through your thoughts, through your body, like the very current of rest. The meadow outside lies in quiet surrender, its grasses bent beneath the moonlight, its flowers closed in sleep. The trees hold their positions along its edge, their branches barely stirring, their leaves blending into shadow. Even the stars above seem more distant now, as though they, too, have hushed their glow so as not to disturb you. The whole of the night has entered into slumber, and you are the heart of that slumber, the stillness from which it all radiates. Your body is softer now than you ever imagined it could be. The tension has long gone, but more than that, the very memory of tension has dissolved. Muscles no longer hold shape. Limbs no longer feel heavy. You are weightless, bodiless, timeless. You are drifting not through space, but through quiet itself, through a softness that has no end. Behind your closed eyes, colors flicker faintly, softer than before. Pale blues, gentle grays, faint threads of silver. They shift in no hurry, forming no images, just flowing like mist through the darkness of your mind. You do not need to see them clearly. They are not there to be seen, but to lull you further, to soften every thought until even the idea of thought disappears. And in this deepest stillness, there is only one truth. You are safe. You are calm. You are wrapped in a night that asks nothing of you but rest. The night has entered its quiet heart, the deepest stillness, where everything seems suspended in a gentle pause. It is the kind of stillness that does not feel empty, but full of softness, of comfort, of an endless invitation to rest. You are no longer apart from it. You are a part of it, as if the night itself has drawn you into its embrace and merged you with its calm. The quilt lies close around you, warm and protective, its fabric breathing in harmony with your own chest. It feels less like an object and more like a living comfort, an extension of yourself that knows exactly how to hold you. Every thread whispers reassurance. Every fold offers shelter. You are cocooned, and in this cocoon, nothing beyond peace can reach you. The window glows faintly still, though the moon has passed further along its path. The silver has dimmed, softening into a faint mist of light that barely touches the floor. The world outside fades more and more into dream, its details slipping into haze. The meadow is no longer a meadow, but a thought of one, a memory that shimmers and then dissolves. Only its calmness remains, reaching you like the lingering scent of flowers carried on a breeze. The brook's murmur is distant now, a whisper buried beneath layers of silence. You no longer hear water flowing. Instead, you feel a rhythm deep inside, like a current in your very being. It pulses slowly, steadily, like the quiet tide of sleep itself. The crickets sing on, but even they seem to fade into the background, their steady song blending with silence until the difference between sound and no sound disappears. The night has become a single voice, a soft, endless hum that needs no words, no melody, only presence. Your body has surrendered completely. You are not lying on a bed, not wrapped in a quilt, not even within the walls of a cottage anymore. You are floating, drifting, carried by something beyond. The weight of your body, the edges of your skin, the thoughts of your mind, all have blurred into the night. You are free, limitless, safe. Behind your closed eyes, the last flickers of light and color dissolve. There is only darkness now, but not an empty darkness. It is a velvet darkness, soft and warm, endless and gentle. It feels like a space made just for you, a space where nothing can trouble you, where only peace exists. And in this darkness, you are held by the night, by the cottage, by the earth itself. You are safe beyond all measure, and sleep is no longer something approaching. It is something you are already within, carried further with every breath, every moment, every heartbeat. The world has hushed. Time has hushed. And you, too, have hushed, drifting deeper, deeper, endlessly deeper. The night is vast, yet it feels close, gathered around you like a protective cloak. Its silence is not absence, but presence, a fullness that hums softly, wrapping you in its endless calm. Within it, you drift without effort, without direction, carried as gently as a leaf floating on a still pond. The quilt is no longer something you wear, but something you are. Its warmth has seeped into you, becoming indistinguishable from your own. Each fold and layer holds you steady, not pressing, not weighing, simply surrounding you with care. It is a cocoon of stillness, and within it you rest, utterly free of need. The air is cool, brushing lightly across your skin, but it does not disturb you. It refreshes, balancing the warmth of the quilt, giving you the perfect harmony of sensation. You breathe it in slowly, deeply, as if drawing the night itself into your chest. Each inhale brings more quiet, more release, more ease. Each exhale dissolves whatever remnants of the day might linger, leaving you lighter, calmer, softer. The sounds outside have melted almost completely into silence. The brook, once so clear, is now a memory, its voice absorbed into the hum of your drifting mind. The crickets have softened into a faint vibration, more felt than heard. The meadow, the trees, the stars, all of them remain, but they are distant now, softened into dream. What remains close is only calm itself, pressing around you, holding you in its embrace. Your body no longer carries shape. There is no sense of arms or legs or head. only a soft presence, weightless and free. You are not bound by form, but floating in a field of rest, suspended in a quiet that has no edge. Behind your closed eyes, darkness has grown deeper, richer. It is not the darkness of emptiness, but of fullness, like the deep soil beneath the earth, like the space between stars, like velvet stretched across the heavens. You rest within it, and it rests within you, each completing the other. Your thoughts have gone quiet. They no longer rise like clouds or images. They are gone entirely, leaving only the sensation of being, of breathing, of floating, of resting. It is enough. It is everything. The night holds you. The cottage shelters you. The world beyond has surrendered itself to silence. You are safe, endlessly safe, as you drift deeper and deeper into the boundless embrace of sleep. The cottage is now more dream than place, its walls and beams dissolving into the background of your drifting mind. Yet its presence remains, strong or sheltering, protective, as if its spirit has become part of the night itself. You no longer need to see it, no longer need to feel its floorboards or window frames. Its essence lingers, holding you steady, like invisible arms enfolding you in comfort. The quilt has grown so soft that it seems woven of moonlight and memory, weightless yet warm. It clings without effort, like a second skin, its embrace infinite. Every fiber hums with rest, and you are drawn deeper into that vibration until your own breath seems to echo the fabric's quiet song. The air drifts more slowly now, as if the whole world has entered the same rhythm as your lungs. Inhale, cool and gentle. Exhale, warm and slow. The exchange is seamless, like waves meeting the shore and retreating again. There is no boundary between your body and the night. Each breath blurs the line further, until you and the meadow, the brook, the sky, are one continuous tide of stillness. The sounds that once defined the world have dissolved almost entirely. The brook's murmur has vanished into memory. The cricket's chorus has thinned to a whisper so faint it could be imagined. Even the owl, once a steady voice in the dark, has gone silent. The night has become a single tone, endless, formless, deeper than hearing itself. Your body is gone to you now. It is no longer heavy, no longer even weightless. It is simply absent, dissolved into the quiet. You are presence only, a soft point of awareness floating in boundless space. No edges, no limits, only stillness, stretching in all directions. Behind your eyes, the velvet dark has thickened, infinite and tender. It feels less like a backdrop and more like a cradle, holding you gently, rocking you without movement. In that darkness, the faintest impressions drift by, a silver glimmer that might be a star, a curve of light that might be a distant horizon, a breath of lavender that might be a memory. They pass without clinging, without demanding, like fragments of dreams that melt before they form. There is nothing left to do, nothing left to release. You are already within the deepest calm, already floating in the ocean of sleep. The night carries you, vast and endless, asking nothing of you but to drift. And so you do, safe, still, timeless. The world has hushed completely, and you, too, have hushed, resting in the infinite quiet. The night has become infinite, stretching without beginning or end, yet here within it you feel anchored, safe, sheltered, completely at ease. The sense of place has melted away, yet the cottage's presence lingers as a gentle spirit around you. It does not need walls or beams now. It exists as pure comfort, a steady circle of warmth that assures you, silently, that you are never alone. The quilt feels lighter than a whisper, softer than a cloud. Its embrace has become the very air itself, surrounding you in layers of calm. You cannot tell where its folds end and your own presence begins. They are one and the same, a union of warmth and stillness. Each moment wrapped within it is like being held by something eternal, something kind. Your breath is slower than ever, yet it flows with such ease, it hardly feels like breathing. It is simply motion, cool air drifting in, warm air drifting out, like the tides, like the wind across the meadow, like the turning of stars above. It requires no effort, no thought. It carries you deeper, each exhale loosening what little remains of wakefulness, each inhale drawing you further into the sea of rest. The sounds of the world have fallen away completely. The brook is gone. The crickets are gone. Even the silence of the meadow has faded, replaced by something deeper still. It is not silence, not exactly. It is fullness, vast and endless, as though the very universe were breathing alongside you. It surrounds you, fills you, carries you. Your body has dissolved entirely. No arms, no legs, no weight. Only a soft presence remains, hovering in the dark like a feather suspended on unseen air. You do not move, yet you are carried. You do not try, yet you are held. Behind your eyes the darkness has grown richer, softer, more complete. Within it faint ripples drift, shadows of color, fragments of forgotten dreams, glimmers of starlight. They come and go without meaning, without urgency. They are not stories to follow, but lullabies to feel, gentle strokes of imagination brushing against your mind as you fall further into slumber. There is nothing left to hold on to, and nothing left to let go of. You are simply here, in the night, in the calm, in the endlessness of rest. The world has faded, thought has faded, time has faded. What remains is only peace, wide and unbroken. And so you drift, safe beyond measure, deeper than sleep itself, into the quiet heart of the night. The night has folded itself entirely around you now, soft and seamless, as if you are resting within the heart of a dream that never ends. The cottage, the meadow, the brook, all have dissolved into something larger, something gentler, until only their essence remains: safety, stillness, and the quiet assurance that you are held. The quilt, once tangible, has become an extension of the night itself. Its warmth is no longer fabric against your skin, but a steady, surrounding presence. It is like resting inside a glow, a cocoon spun of calm, where nothing can enter but peace. Every breath within it feels effortless, as though the very air has agreed to breathe for you. Inhale. A cool softness drifts in, carrying you deeper. Exhale. Warmth flows out, dissolving into the endless quiet. The rhythm continues without pause, without thought, like the tides of an infinite ocean. The sounds of the outer world have vanished. The brook no longer murmurs. The crickets no longer sing. The owl has long since faded. Even silence has transformed into something deeper, a hum that is not heard but felt, a vibration that resonates gently in your chest, in your mind, in the very space where you rest. It is the sound of nothing and the sound of everything at once. Your body has vanished into this hum. There is no shape, no weight, no distinction. You are not lying in a bed or floating in air. You are part of the stillness itself, dissolved into its boundless calm. What remains is pure presence, soft and unburdened, like a single note held forever in the quietest song. Behind your closed eyes, the velvet dark is absolute, yet comforting. It is not emptiness, but fullness, a cradle vast enough to hold every dream, every star, every breath. Within it, faint impressions move like mist, a flicker of moonlight, a curve of meadow, a shimmer of lavender in bloom. They drift across your awareness without form, dissolving as quickly as they appear, leaving only deeper ease behind. Time no longer exists. There is no past, no future, no measure at all. Only this moment, endless, whole, perfect. You are beyond the reach of worry, beyond the touch of thought. You are resting in the pure essence of night itself. And in that essence, there is only peace, only safety, only the infinite quiet that holds you, now and always, as you drift ever deeper into the heart of sleep. The night has become an endless cradle, carrying you further into the depths of rest. There is no longer a sense of entering or leaving, no sense of distance or direction. You are simply adrift in a sea of calm, weightless and secure, as though the universe itself has drawn a blanket across your shoulders and whispered you into timeless sleep. The cottage lingers only as a gentle memory, a soft glow at the edges of your awareness. You no longer see its walls or hear its creaking floorboards, yet its spirit surrounds you still. It has become part of the night, part of your breath, part of the stillness that enfolds you. It will always remain, a quiet guardian in the dreamscape, keeping watch long after thought has drifted away. The quilt is no longer something you wear. It has become the very air, the warmth of existence itself. You cannot tell where it ends and you begin, for there is no boundary, no separation. It holds you effortlessly, endlessly, in a way that requires nothing at all from you. You are simply wrapped, simply kept, simply safe. Your breath has slowed until it is barely there, and yet it flows on, calm and steady. Each inhale carries you deeper into peace. Each exhale carries away the last trace of waking. The rhythm is eternal. The rhythm is enough. The silence is no longer silence. It is presence. Vast, unbroken, infinite. It hums around you, not in sound but in sensation, like the pulse of stars too distant to see, like the turning of the earth beneath you, like the great tide of rest that now holds you in its embrace. Your body has fully dissolved. There is no weight, no form, no edge. You are not lying in a bed nor floating in space. You are the stillness itself, the quiet itself, the dream itself. Nothing remains to distinguish you from the night. Behind your eyes, the dark has deepened into something infinite, and within it you drift, free of thought, free of care, free of time. Soft impressions ripple like fragments of a dream already forgotten. Moonlight glimmering on water, the curve of a meadow in twilight, the warmth of a fire long faded. They move gently, dissolve gently, leaving you even more at rest. And now there is only this, peace without end. The story, like the night, has carried you here to the threshold where sleep takes over completely. There is nothing more to seek, nothing more to hold. You are safe, you are calm, you are home. Rest deeply now. Drift fully into the quiet embrace of sleep. The night will carry you the rest of the way.